After switching to a summer season, the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix returns, with the 2013-14 season kicking off at Mallala Motorsport Park in South Australia.
Technical. We did add a little extra kink in the corner to make it more of a tight section for a closer tandem. We didn't want it to just be high speed all the way in and out.
They're not going to learn if they keep doing the same things over and over, and if you give them a challenge, they'll definitely improve as a driver.
It makes the drivers have to, push a lot harder to stay close and be consistent.
It works really, really well for the series.
Drifting is motorsport meets extreme sport. Instead of being the first across the finish line, drivers are judged like in freestyle motocross or skateboarding. The judges outline the course and what they want to see, and during solo qualifying runs, drivers are assessed on that plus their line, speed and angle. The driver's qualifying score then determines who they go up against in the top 32 tandem battle eliminations. Drivers go head-to-head and they are then judged on their proximity and emulation. Basically, the aim is to drive as close to the car in front and copy or better their driving. Each driver gets a lead and follow run, and 3 judges choose a winner or a rerun. It makes for fierce racing, an action that can't be beat by any other motorsport. The Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix is the country's national series and where the best drifters come to prove who's number one. For more info on judging, rules and the series, head to the website australiandriftinggp.com.
Before we check out the course layout, let's catch up with the 3 highest ranked drivers from 2012.
Yeah, being the reigning champion, it's definitely more stressful. You've got everything to lose, nothing to gain, and everyone else there wants to knock me off the pedestal, so it's a very stressful thing. Definitely not confident that we're just going to go out and do what we did last year again, because it's going to be a really, really hard task. Yeah, we recently competed in Kuala Lumpur as Formula Drift round. We use our other 350Z, our main 350Z that's over there with the 380RS race engine. So this weekend we're using our spare 350Z. We've done a little bit of work to it to try and get it up to scratch. It may not be enough for this weekend's competition. A lot of people are stepping up the game, but we've done as much as we can to get it as competitive as we can, and we're just looking forward to getting it out on the track and seeing how it goes.
Yeah, last year at Barbagallo, the last lap we did for the entire season, taking one of the media guys for a lap. We unfortunately had a failure externally to the engine, which caused some damage to the actual engine. So in the off-season, we've completely rebuilt the car, changed the engine to a Toyota 2JZ and completely overhauled the car. So yeah, the gearbox we've fitted this year is, as I said, a 4-speed NASCAR gearbox. It's the current model NASCAR gearbox. So basically for drifting, it's as strong as you'll get. And obviously it can shift faster than I can physically put it into gear, so it's perfect. Yeah, we've tested the car a few times this year before today, once locally, once on the mainland, and the car's just so much faster this year. It's making just under 700 horsepower at the wheels. We've switched to Achilles tyres, which has just completely transformed the car. It's ridiculously fast, and it's certainly a handful, but I reckon I've got it covered. Yeah, unfortunately last week my old man passed away, helping me get the car ready for this weekend, so we weren't going to miss it for the world. He would have wanted us to be here as much as anyone, so really motivated to do well this weekend and for the rest of the season and just in life generally, so yeah, really motivated to have a good weekend.
S15 1J, Northside Nissan, major sponsor, Kimberley Pipelines. I bought this mental transporter to get us here. Achilles are on board still with tyres. Extreme Clutch, still doing killer clutches. They've supported me for years. I haven't driven since November last year in Japan. Bit rusty, bit junk, but I'll be going flat out as fast as I can. I don't want to crash it because I've paid for this car out of my own money and my missus will trip out. So, but go hard but don't crash it, and try not to blow the gearbox.
Now let's take a closer look at the course layout. From the Just Car Insurance start line, the judges want to see a full throttle run-up all the way to the initiation point. The Achilles radial entry has an outer clipping zone, with the tyres needing to touch the white line. The Hi-Tech Oil's second outer clipping zone also requires the wheels onto the white line, before a quick transition out to the last outer clipping zone. Drivers then tighten the line on the last corner for an inner clip, before crossing the I Love Drift finish line.
I got into drifting when it first started in WA and in the Eastern States as well. We've been around it. My first national competition was back in 2004 at Oran Park Raceway. 2005 we came to Adelaide and it's been travelling ever since. At Mallala here we changed the first corner. We've made it a lot wider and deeper, so it's a lot tighter and narrower, which makes it a bit more technical, a bit trickier than usual. My criteria for the judging this round was the speed. Speed is quite an important thing. You know, you've got to maintain your speed of what you come in at and keep it flowing nicely.
I drive in the United States of America. We have Formula Drift as our premier drifting league, and I've been running in that since its inception in 2004. I drive a 2013 Nissan 370Z with 800 horsepower VK56. I've won 3 championships in Formula Drift, 1 overall in 2009 and 2 Triple Crown championships in 2007 and 2009. This is my first time in Australia. However, I haven't seen too much of it aside from the airport and the racetrack, but you know, it is a good time. It's a great atmosphere. The drivers and the crowd is going awesome. I believe I've been Australianized. The first day I got here, I got to go drift in a ute, and it feels like a good time. Everyone's been pretty cool. This is ridiculous. Flies have been all over my face all weekend. I got a little buddy right here who's gonna come with me to the tower. For qualifying, I was the line judge. However, that's kind of gone with the wind moving into the tandem rounds. Just kind of looking at the runs as a whole, all 3 of us. And the one thing I am focusing on is, you know, the drivers staying close and carrying their momentum through turn 1. A lot of guys are throwing it in real hard and losing their momentum, kind of stalling, and it's causing the chase driver to have a mistake. But you know, we're going to weigh that into the lead driver, not just the chase guy for messing up. So this run can be won in the lead lane as long as you keep the speed up.
I've been drifting for 10 years, got 2nd place 3 years in a row overall in New Zealand, and then won it 3 years in a row. I've also been to World Time Attack twice, qualified 3rd and 1st there, and had not so great at battles, and also been to the World Champs in 08 in LA. So that was a big learning curve for me. I was quite young back then, so judging's fairly similar. We're trying to bring our style of judging to Aussie, and Chris brought his style also. So, well, in qualifying I was judging angle, and that's 30 points out of your total points score. So just transitions, quick transitions, as much angle as you can while staying on your line. That was pretty much what I was judging. But battles, obviously you're judging an overall, you're just picking the winner you think won that battle. So yeah, different in battles and qualifying.
The top 10 in qualifying looked like this. Rob White continued his 2012 form, taking out #1 spot. Michael Prosnick took 2nd, Josh Botcher in 3rd. Those 3 would receive a free entry to the top 16 with bye runs in the top 32. Dale Campaign was the highest qualified local in 4th. Ben Purtell took 5th. Fellow Tasmanian Matt Harvey took 6th. James Abbott in 7th. Nick Coulson in 8th. Kelly Wong, our only female competitor, took 9th. And Michael Rosenblatt rounded out the top 10.
Yeah, we qualified in 1st position, which was really good. You know, we're having some troubles in practice, and then went out there and, you know, spoke to the judges about what I was doing wrong, and they gave me a few suggestions. We just went out there and implemented it, and you know, seemed to pull off the top spot. I wasn't sure how I went when I went out there, and I felt good, but I didn't think it was a really good run when I came in. Everyone was saying, mate, it was really good. So And then, yeah, sure enough, we got the top spot and no one could match it. So, yeah, we're pretty stoked to get that. You know, we get a bye run because there's only 29 cars here instead of the top 32.
Okay, time for our very first battle of the season. Danny Verheumes, the godfather of drift, and Levi Clark, both in brand new S15s to this year. These guys were set to have a very close run after qualifying 16th and 17th. And as you can see, not much separating these two, but the godfather of drift, Danny Verheumes, was just able to take the win and move through the top 16.
Okay, here we go.
Another new car was that of Michael Bonney, the mental S15 with the 2J, but he had a massive lose on this run and handed the win straight to Nick Coulson. Kelly Wong had no problem defeating Harry Hopes, who was struggling in his new S14 built for this season.
An all-time crash, VE Ute.
Next pairing, Andreas, Paraskevas and Hayden Buckham. Hayden was the higher qualifier, but Agate was driving like a madman, pushing up right on the inside, up on the door of Hayden Buckham, and he took the win and moved through to the top 16.
Dale Campaign was number 4 qualified, so he leads.
Chris Salito and Dale Campaign, G8 Hawley's teammates, went head-to-head. Dale Campaign qualified in 4th and had no problem taking the win.
186 and the Shockworks, A86.
Matt Russell, Ben Purtell. Matt Russell had problems with that SR20, had to fix the car overnight and struggled in the top 32 battles to keep up, and Ben Purtell walked away with the win.
In front of the trade stands. Let's get our next battle
South Australians went head-to-head in this battle. Justin Coda and Simon Michaelmore. Unlike some other cars, Michaelmore seemed to be getting his S14 up to speed very quickly for a new build, and he took the win. Our first big upset of the weekend, Matt Harvey, number 6 qualifier, had to go up against Anthony Cisse, who qualified poorly after blowing his engine on the Saturday. Did an all-nighter at Jaws Tech, got a new engine in, and then he took the win. Another big upset was Mitch Bunny and Elliot Wiley. Mitch Bunny came in way too hot, made contact, and simply knocked himself out. Elliot Wiley took the win to make his first top 16 appearance. Jack Widdis and Lane Brandis, R31 versus R32. Jack Widdis, finding top form in this R31, was able to take the win from the Western Australian, who was struggling at round 1 here at Mallala Motorsport Park. John Papadopoulos and Scott Shembry then went head-to-head as our final pairing in the top 32. It was looking like a good battle to begin with, but Papa had car dramas and handed the win straight to Scott Shembry to go through to the top 16.
As well as running the National Drifting Championship with 32 drivers, Adgp also holds state competitions at each event, so that drivers can earn their way into the national competition the following season. Round 1, Jackson Callow took 3rd place after Dave Dermody broke a gearbox. Jared Klingberg and Lee Pidwell battled hard in the finals.
This was a great battle. Let's check it out. Pidwell leads on the first run, throws it in big, nearly 90 degrees on that entry. He's able to hold it. And Jared Klingberg couldn't emulate that angle. He's pushing hard there on this last corner, trying to get better proximity. But Lee Pidwell would earn himself an advantage after that first run thanks to that crazy entry. Jared Klingberg will need to do something pretty wild on this one if he wants to take back that advantage and try and get the win. Throws it in, Pidwell's right there, cuts a little bit of a shallower line to try and push up on the inside. Looks like the Corolla has a bit more speed. Pushes up on that inside again and bang! Contact! Pidwell makes contact and throws it around. That spin will give Pidwell a 0, which means Jared Klingberg will take the win for Adgp round 1 state competition and Pidwell in 2nd.
Awesome effort yesterday, put in by all my crew and everything, and pretty stoked to come out number 1.
Stick around, as after the break we head into the top 16 of round 1 of the Just Car Insurance Australian Drifting Grand Prix.